Good afternoon. Wanted to tell you my 2 cents about Tirzepatide and Lilly and the compounding pharmacy saga. I don't have a lot of updates right now because it's in the courts. Today they have a hearing. But I am looking from the standpoint of a provider that helps his patients and the patient's problem. By the way, this is my Tesla self-driving feature. If you haven't tried this, wow, you should. It really makes your life easier. You still have to pay attention, but it's not the same because you can do things like this and it'll take you. It's very accurate and extremely precise and polite. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The biggest problem here is always the patient who suffers. And this medication, as many of you know, has tremendous benefits and is a tremendous tool for people who have metabolic dysfunction and also people who have weight loss problems, trying to lose weight. It's not the solve all, and so many people say, well, just get in a diet and lose weight. Well, many people go on a diet, they lose weight, but they feel they have a plateau, they hit a plateau, and there's a true metabolic dysfunction. And I think you can revamp your body's metabolism by doing things like this. It has to be done under supervision, and it has to be done in a way where you can monitor and use it as a tool. But anyway, the problem with this is Lilly's suing, and I understand that. I understand very well why. It's because they spend billions of dollars to develop these drugs and they want to make their money back and not have every other person. It's like any other patent. If you have a device or whatever, you're going to have to abide. But I think the price is too high, and that's been the problem. And also it was a problem with having production of the drug. Now they say they ramped up and they can keep up. Okay, and they have dropped the price in their defense to a more reasonable pricing, but it's still steep for some people. So the other problem is many insurance companies are refusing to cover it, and this boils down to money, of course, and the patient is trapped in the middle. And there's a big difference in pricing in the United States versus abroad, as you know. So my opinion is it's ridiculous that the patient again suffers. And yes, we can live without this drug, we can do other things, but if you have a medication that has a safety profile that's fairly decent, I'm not saying it doesn't cause side effects, but nothing is permanent, and there's many side effects that, believe me, have been exaggerated. If you have that and you have a population of sick people that are looking to get better with chronic conditions that can be reserved, I think we need to have somebody intervene and have some kind of compromise. I'm not saying strip Lilly from their rights, but at least come to the reasonable negotiation, and I hope that's where it's going. But that's the problem, and unfortunately, I think when the company has the billions they have, they can do whatever they want because they have powerful attorneys. I just think it's going to be unfortunate if they quote unquote win. They will not win because there will be a backlash, and I'm sure people are going to be very angry. So we'll find out, but I'm hoping that something good comes out of it. And I hope they get to see videos like this and understand that, it will help the public tremendously. And Lilly has proven in the past, like they did with the insulin, that they are very malleable and very, they try to understand, even though they're a big company in pharma. Of course, everybody's, gets very angry when they hear this. And hey, by the way, I make no money with this company. They pay me zero. This is not a commercial. I'm advocating for my patients because they're all worried. So That's my 2 cents. I hope it helps you think about these, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I think, that's what medications are there for. And by the way, if you believe in supplements but not medications, that's idiotic. Supplements work like medications. Have a good day.